Yo, what's good guys? Welcome back to another Attack on Titan. This will be episode 9 of season 4. Obviously, last episode, some major things happened, man. We've got Gabby and Falco that are on the blimp with Paradise Island lot. Gabby managed to shoot and kill Sasha. We also had the Beast Titan, Zeke, kind of revealing his true nature, and he's actually on the side of Eren. Gabby and Falco were like really shocked to see that. And what's Falco gonna do, man? His brother's meant to be taken over from Zeke, and like Zeke's not even on their side anymore. He's on the Eldian side. But yeah, I don't really want to get into that too much. I just want to get into episode 9. Okay, guys, this is it. Episode 9 / episode 68. This one is called Brave Volunteers. And the thumbnail looks like it's the guy from the blimp with Hanchi and Armin. Yeah, let's crack on, man. Let's go.
3年前のあの時、あの時ならまだ何かを変えられたかもしれない。
Okay.
何としてでもその実態をマーレに持ち帰るのだ。捕まれ！
Oh shit. That's exactly how Eren Kruger was on the docks. My guy.
ちなみにお一足お先にお越しのお連れ様のお客様とはすでに仲良しです。だよね、ニコロ君。
お前の三文芝居に付き合う気はねえってよ。
ニコロ、よく聞け悪魔ども。マーレは汚れた血にかす耳など持ち合わせていない。汚れた連中と豚の小便をすするような真似はしない。
Yeah, alright, mate.
後ろの巨人が見えないのかな?
Did they really forget about Eren standing behind them? Oh shit.
これがマーレの挨拶だ。何の真似だイエレだ。
武器を捨てるんだ。
Ah, okay.
お前ら
言う通りに。
ハンジさん、お招きいただき光栄です。会いたかったよ、エレン。
Okay, man. So it seems like they had some imposters too, right? Well, not imposters, but maybe they were like, yeah, we're gonna die here, so we may as well join them, kind of thing. That's what I got from that, anyway. But that's the one that trapped Jaw and Cart Titan down below into the trapdoor. So maybe this is how they got recruited then. So it must be like a flashback, this episode.
あのでかい女、仲間を撃ち殺しやがったぞ。一体何が目的なんだ?
That huge lady. It's like Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones.
マーレ兵は1師団あたり約2万人で構成され、総員50師団で約100万人になります。
Damn.
航空。
ビビってんじゃねえよ。舐められるだろうが。
彼に導かれるまでは。マーレや世界の人々が悪魔と呼んで恐れる巨人。私には全く別のものに見えた。神です。私たちはジーク・イエーガーの命を受け上官を撃った反マーレ義勇兵です。その目的は全エルディア人の解放。その秘策を行う条件として必要なものが始祖の巨人と王家の血を引く巨人。2つが揃えば世界は救われる。
それは本当です。思い出したんです。
Oh, it's his memories, isn't it?
一度だけ始祖の巨人の力を発動させることができたのは。
Smiling Titan?
その巨人は父の妻であったダイナ・フリッツに違いありません。ダイナの息子であるジークは解明したのでしょう。不戦のちぎりを出し抜く術を、壁に潜む幾千万もの巨人で世界を踏み潰す地ならしの発動条件を。
Help, help.
藤川、もう大丈夫だぞ。超大型巨人、どうして？
汚れた悪魔の汚らわしい島へようこそ。もてなして。
あの頃は楽しかった。 確かに僕たちエルディア人は世界から恐れられ憎まれている。まだ顔も知らない海の向こうにいる人たちから。
Who's Armin talking to? Is it Annie or something?
くそ、嫌なら食うなよエルディア人。お前らなんかに食わせてやる。
Sasha straight in.
汚ね食い方しやがって。まだまだあるからゆっくり食え。
Of course they never had seafood before. They were inside fucking walls for ages. Well, their whole life.
誤解誤解って何のことだよ。
だから僕たちは怖くないって。
世界から見れば俺たちは巨人に化ける怪物だ。そこに誤解はないだろう。
僕は誰よりもエレンを理解しているつもりだった。ミカサよりも。でももうわからない。
Oh shit, man. This is one deep episode, isn't it, man? Alright, Scout Fleet. Formed to investigate Paradise Island after the operation to retake the Founding Titan had failed, the First Fleet embarked in 851. Over the following 3 years, approximately 4,600 soldiers aboard a total of 32 scout ships and destroyers were sent to Paradise Island. However, not a single one has returned to Mali to this day. So they're like on the ball then. So they must have people on the shore or the docks at all times, just watching to capture them. Oh no, they have they have that girl, the really tall one. I've forgotten her name. It's like Yerena or something. I think they have her on the little radio thing saying, "Help, help, we've crashed," and then they bombard them. Who is Armin talking to though? Armin's talking to someone. It seems like he's underground or something, and it's dark, and it's almost like he's in front of a cell. So I'm thinking it could be Annie or something he's talking to. We haven't seen Annie in 3 seasons. I honestly think he's talking to Annie there. Maybe trying to get her on side of the Eldians. Also the Zeke thing, the Zeke plan. So this was 3 years ago, and then Eren just said Zeke's got less than 3 years left. But we saw him on the blimp, up in the sky, at the present day, like 3 years later. So he must be literally on the verge of death. His 13 years is pretty much up in the present day. What I reckon Zeke is going to take one for the team. Like, he's the one with royal blood. Like, I don't fully understand how the rumbling thing works. I don't know if you have to have someone with royal blood to activate the rumbling. Or Eren has to... A bit like with Dina Fritz, that Eren just said. Like, she had royal blood and he managed to control the Titans to go after her. Because he touched her and she had royal blood. Like, I think that's what Zeke is trying to do. Maybe. That's just my prediction kind of thing. I reckon Zeke is going to want Eren to do the same to himself as he did with Dina Fritz. And that's maybe how he's going to start the rumbling kind of thing. Like the uproar, like the revolution, like... Yeah. I don't know, man. That's the thoughts I've got so far. I might be hugely wrong, but that's the kind of impression I'm getting anyway. Jan and Connie? Who is it? Who is it? Oh, Nicolo.
俺とサシャは双子みてえなもんだった。自分が半分なくなっちまったみてえだ。
Man.
俺は捕虜のマーレ人ですが、料理人として就労許可を持っています。娘さんは俺の料理を誰よりもうまそうに食べてくれました。
もちろんただなんやろ。
はい。
寛大なお言葉に感謝いたします。 だが俺をエレンと合わせるのが先だろ。
そう急ぐな。お前に最上級のホテルを用意した。
I thought they met on the blimp. Oh, like a one-to-one alone.
マーレから奪ってきた巨人化の薬は
Whoa.
これで全てです。
Whoa, whoa,
し
whoa.
かし複製は困難でしょう。
いや、これだけあれば十分であろう。
Oh, Pixis.
俺のホテルこれ。
何か不満でもあるのか。巨大樹の森だ。これ以上お前にふさわしい宿はねえよ。
That's what an episode was called, man.
あの軍港が健在だったらすぐさまマーレ軍はこの島に報復攻撃しただろう。
Yeah, man. True.
あの日の君たちのように。ねえ、ハニー、
Annie.
何か答えてよ。
She's still encased. Has she aged?
戦わなければ勝てない。戦え。戦え。
Fuck. Okay, okay. Alright, alright, okay. That was a very informative episode. So Armin was actually talking to Annie, like he's trying to get her to say something, please. But is she asleep? She can't be asleep, man. Or she's in a coma or something, or she's choosing not to listen. But we saw when the Warhammer Titan, when she was encased in her own crystal, she had her eyes open. So she was conscious at the time. So maybe Annie just really isn't. She's choosing not to listen to Armin at all. Or maybe it's deeper than that. I don't know. The longer you're encased in it, the more... I don't know, man. I reckon Annie can hear her. I reckon she's acting like she can't hear anything, but she's gathering all this information. Maybe Annie's like fully Marleyan. Like she's on it. She doesn't care what Armin has to say. Like, you're all gonna die by the hands of Annie. And just before that, you had Gabby. Like, she really wants revenge on Erin, and you can kind of understand her frustration with Erin, because Erin was exactly the same when he was Gabby's age. He wanted to destroy all the Titans, so you kind of can feel a bit sympathetic towards her. I think Falco's kind of in the middle of it all. Obviously he was befriended by Erin, but he was betrayed as well. But he was there in the conversation with Erin and Reiner about why was my mum eaten and all the rest of that. Like, I think Falco is a little bit torn between the two, but he loves Gabby. So I think he's majorly torn. He's majorly conflicted, Falco, and I feel kind of bad. Like, you shouldn't... None of these kids should be put through this at all, at whatever stage in their lives. But Falco... I feel worse for Falco, because he's been captured, you can say. He's been captured by the Eldians, who he's been trained to fight all this time. But the person that he looked up to, Reiner, is back at Marley, and Falco is stuck in this prison cell with Gabby. Like, he doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know what's going on with his brother, who's meant to take over from Zeke. He also saw Zeke on the blimp, like, conspiring with the enemy. So I can't even begin to imagine what Falco is thinking or what he's going through at the moment. Same as Gabby too, but Gabby's just like hell-bent on revenge. She didn't even mention the fact that Zeke is on the enemy's side. She's still like, Eren Yeager, I want you dead. Like, that's her sole kind of purpose at the moment. And another thing that caught my eye, man, did you see how many syringes and the little pots that they brought back to Pixis? That's a lot of stuff, man. Are they gonna try and find someone with royal blood? Ooh. Turn the people with royal blood into Titans, and then Eren can do his little scream ability on them, or maybe the rumbling can happen. And what? I forgot the names already. I forgot them. But the two the two anti-Malians. So they've been against Mali. So they were sat in front of Levi and Hanjizo, talking about why Mali haven't attacked in a year or something, and they said it was 2 reasons. But then they went on to say they're not secret agents or anything like that. They were ready to give up hope until they met Zeke. And this was 3 years ago. And they were ordered by Zeke to shoot their superiors. So Zeke must have been anti-Mali 3 years ago? Like when he was taken, like captured, and by Levi and onto the blimp, he was already working with them, because it was 3 years before that he started to recruit for this anti-Mali kind of group. And he told these guys to shoot their superiors and to set all Eldians free? So Zeke's been undercover for years. And Zeke did say to Colt said to Zeke that he's one of the strongest Beast Titans there ever was, and what is the secret? And Zeke was like, oh, I don't know, chonging his cigarette. So even he didn't want to tell anyone that he had royal blood. So even then he was like anti-Malian. So he's been working behind closed doors kind of thing to try and put a stop to Mali. What's even saying that he wasn't communicating, man? He might have even been sending letters to Paradise Island, Zeke. But I still don't get like when he changed. There was no way Zeke was anti-Malian when the plan to retake the Founding Titan took place, like with Bertolt and Reiner. He must have had a change of heart after that. He must have been like, shit, we're going to lose this war, so I'm just going to be anti-Malian now. Was that it? Is that the case? Okay, yeah, Zeke was communicating with Paradise Island, because the court meeting took place with Historia and Peakses. So he has a plan. So Zeke has a plan, but he needs the Founding Titan and a Titan with royal blood. So maybe nah, man, because then Eren was like, oh, I didn't want to say all this because I was worried about Historia's safety. So what if they turn Historia into a Titan because she has royal blood? But then they said that Zeke won't. He'll tell them all of the plan when his instructions are met. So all he wants is the Founding Titan and a Titan with royal blood. That's his only demands at the moment, and the world can be saved. But I reckon the plan has to be the rumbling, like the Titans in the walls, the millions of them. I think that's like the goal, Zeke's goal. But is there a way where he's double bluffing, man? I've got a feeling Zeke's going to be double bluffing. Like he'll take the Founding Titan power, and then he'll have Historia captured and turned into a Titan, and then Zeke with the Founding Titan power will then use it on Historia, and then the rumbling will happen, kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But I reckon the rumbling is going to happen because they've led to this. It's been such a big build up to this because we've had snippets here and there. Like I think at the end of was it the end of season 1 or 2, where the face of a Titan was revealed in the wall. Like we've been waiting on this for ages, and I think the final goal is for that to happen, like the rumbling. I'm just going to call it the rumbling because that's what they call it. And it was really nice to see Sasha. Like, I know it was a flashback episode, but obviously Sasha died last episode, and we didn't really have time like to grieve over it. And I don't know if you noticed, but during that episode at the funeral, well, not really the funeral, but the graveyard where Sasha was buried, you could see my eyes were starting to well up, man, because it didn't really hit me that Sasha passed. And the fact that this Niccolo guy, who only knew her through cooking for her, like he was that devastated she'd gone. It just shows how much of a morale boost Sasha was, and how how such, like, she was just a great addition to the squad, and everyone is just gonna sorely miss her. And Erin, Mikasa, and Armin, like, Armin even said it, he thought he knew Erin the most as well as Mikasa, but they're starting to feel like they don't even know Erin anymore. I think Erin's he's just solely on this path of destruction. Like, when when Erin was shooting the guns at the objects, wherever it was, and they were talking to each other, Erin was almost saying, people think we're monsters anyway. And it sounded like he wanted to prove them right, in a way. Like, by causing so much death and destruction, like, he just doesn't care anymore. Whereas Armin and Mikasa are like, okay, cool, but do we really have to kill these innocent... Like, there's a lot more innocence in Mali than there is in Paradise Island among us. But I just don't think Eren cares, man. I think he refers to himself as a god. Because don't forget, the Yerema, she was looking up at Zeke and saying, she wasn't even scared. Like, this is meant to be a fucking destruction. Like, this is like a machine. Like, a war machine, Zeke, his beast titan. But this girl looked up at him and was like, oh my god, he's a god. Like, she was treating him like a god. And I think maybe that's how Eren feels as well. Like, he's letting it get to his head a little bit. He's not really thinking, like, thoroughly about what he's doing. He's being consumed by his own thoughts. And maybe Gabby's on that path as well. Like, if no one kind of steps in with Gabby and says, look, you carry on like this, you're going to end up like Eren, man. Like, it's all going to be a massive, like, loop. But yeah, I think this episode was actually a great insight as to how people from opposite sides can work together. And these were just a small selection of Malians and Eldians, and they managed to work together. I think Armin was saying it at the firing range, about how we all have our differences, but if we're around together for a period of time, we can all just get along. And maybe that's what the bigger picture is. Like, if it can work with this small group, then it can work like tenfold. But someone needs to talk Eren into this plan as well, because I think he just wants... He feels like fighting is the only answer, basically. Just because he has all these powers, he thinks fighting is the only answer. Whereas Mikasa and Armin are like, not really. Fighting isn't the answer. Like, I know Armin has the Colossal Titan, but even he's still like, yeah, fighting isn't the answer all the time. We can see with Yelena and her kind of group interacting with ours, we can see that we can all just get along. Like, we can put our differences aside and we can actually see, like, the positives in each other instead of just the negatives. But yeah, fuck, that was a long episode. Well, not a long episode, but a very informative one anyway. But I will leave it there, guys. Sorry if I rambled on a bit too much, but yeah, I guess I had a lot more to say because there was not really much action. But yeah, anyway, I'm still thinking about stuff now, but yeah, I am going to stop it there, guys. So thank you guys for watching this reaction to episode 9 of season 4 of Attack on Titan. If you enjoyed this reaction, you can watch the full reaction to this episode over on my Patreon. You can also watch the full reactions to episodes 1 to 8 of season 4 on my Patreon in full. You can also watch the full reactions to every episode of season 1, 2 and 3. They're also on my Patreon in full. And if you're watching this episode on YouTube, this is episode 9, then there will be some early access episodes available on my Patreon over my YouTube schedule that are in full as well, by the way. Those episodes, I'm not sure yet, obviously, because it will be in the future, But the episodes that are on my Patreon to watch now will be on the screen. So I don't even know now whilst I'm filming this, but I will in the future when this gets released to YouTube. So yeah, thank you guys for watching again, and I'll see you for episode 10. Take it easy.